Okay, so religion in Nigeria is becoming a scam, really. Like today's church, Catholic is not Catholicing again. I don't know the difference between Catholic church and Protestant churches. Whether you sell water or you sell oil, and you have to make people buy it for protection or whatever. I don't know for you guys. I don't know if this is just in this Catholic church or. Hi guys, welcome to my channel, my supporters, my favorite. Thank you so much for always hanging in here for this girl. And if I see my face for the first time, for the very first time, this babe on your screen, her name is Ada Adetunji, and she's the host of this channel. Today is story time. I'm going to be sharing with you what religion had done, as in my own glimpse of religion. And this story has to do with my auntie. God help my soul, she's going to kill me, because I know eventually one day she's going to watch this clip and she'll be like, are you serious? But I really need to share because it's a funny experience, and just laugh with me, guys. Like, religion has actually done so many harms than even doing good, right? We have so many fanatics that have been bred out of this religious whatsoever. So I was in church today, and after home leave, you're a Catholic, the Reverend Father started selling oil. Like, bless the oil, you come and buy it depending on how much you have. 50k. The least amount he called was 5,000. Church shouldn't be for only the rich. We should make it accommodating for everyone. So whenever they start that ish, anyways, I know a couple of you know that I've been out. I just got back home. I went for a couple of things. One was my daughter's visiting day. The second was my husband's decoration. He was newly promoted in the military. And then I also went for a business trip. So in all these, my toddler child has been ill, like really, really ill. It started as fever here and there, PCM, run some tests and all those, you know. And eventually when the result came out, he had sepsis, or he had a living nanny. Then I had another of my relatives stay in. I had to reach out to my auntie, so I had 3 people taking care of him. But then, you know, the maternal instinct always sets in. My mom wasn't relaxed. Like the conference I went for wasn't really happening for me, because as at the time the doctor came to check him and the last thermometer reading was 39.1 degrees, I couldn't have it. So he was already checking. I think he had Rigo, you know, so he was rushed to hospital. And the nanny and my auntie, out of, you know, anxiety and everything, how they were narrating the whole thing to me was almost killing me. You know, last time I called, they actually wanted to give him an injection. What I was hearing in the background is, he's been taken to the emergency room. He's been taken to the emergency room. Oh my goodness. I rescheduled my flight, like, without even notifying my boss. I went, but trust me, Nigerian flights and their thingies, by the time I got to the airport, air kept, you know, moving their time of takeoff. They kept delaying. At some point I was asking myself, even the doctor asked, okay, so if you come here, what would you do? You know, and I should just pray for my child. Nothing was going to happen. He assured me they were going to take care of him. But then my soul and spirit left. Even my body was weak. Guys, here's the gist. The auntie that came around is a pastor, right? But her own pastor, I like it in the way she's someone that works with medicine, the medical way, and then the spiritual way. Yes, so she believes in this child should be in the hospital while you're doing the whole prayer and all. But when it has to do with my son, I think she was the one that stayed with me in the hospital when I gave birth. Yes, she was the one that stayed in the hospital with me. So she has been a part and parcel and everything entirely about this my son. So he doesn't really joke with my toddler child. So immediately I told her that my child was sick, my auntie rushed to wherever church she went to. The pastor blessed handkerchief for her. The pastor blessed anointing oil for her. And then she bought this balm. They told her it's for convulsion. Someone that has very high fever, it will stop it. And then she came with palm kernel oil. Okay, so to her is, when we're following this the medical way, my auntie came with the trado and the spiritual. Now, what is funny about this whole thing? You know, I wasn't around. So my girls were just narrating to me that by the time she started with my son, she had rubbed all the balm from his anus to his eyes to his everywhere that had hole. from. So my son was crying. Ha! God bless, save my son's soul. How he did not go blind. Then the palm oil, kernel oil, she used it round. In fact, they said the boy was dripping of palm kernel oil, like an oil that was almost like this container. My auntie used everything on that one day. What was even baffling me was the fact that my auntie was using palm kernel oil and anointing oil at the same time. So by the time he finished with my son, I wish they got a picture. You know, in the moment of that anxiety and all, they couldn't really get a picture. It's just a couple of videos where they were taking, this is where they were drawing his blood, giving him injections, PCM, just to calm the temperature and all that. You know, they didn't show me picture where my son was dripping or hot oil. You know, so it wasn't funny. It wasn't funny at all. But the crux of the matter was the handkerchief. So they had used the handkerchief on him. He had to tie it on him or something. But he told my girl not to wash it. That if you wash the handkerchief, the anointing, which was going to wash the anointing off. Kernel oil has this smell, and it also has this has this black stain, right? So imagine a white handkerchief that has been stained all through with that smell, and my auntie asked her not to wash it. I think the woman went to bed or went to pray or something, and the girl washed it. Come and see drama. Hey, how my girl has washed off all the anointing that the pastor or whatever or whoever told her not to wash. It wasn't a small drama. She actually called me that. She said, this girl, forget I'm laughing. Whatever anointing that was. But like I said, you call her a fanatic or whatever. She believes so much in her religion. She believes so much in God. She's someone that whenever I have an emergency or something that requires urgency, she's someone I would reach out to. Like she's a prayer warrior, and she's really, really religious. But how she combines the two. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, nothing deep actually. I know there are a couple of our mothers on this table. If you have someone like this in your life, please drop in your comment section. And this is me reaching out to everyone in Nigeria or around the globe who carries religion on top of their heads. Guys, while you're chasing religion, try to have a balance between the medical, the trial, or whatever. I'll call my auntie to teach you. And whosoever that is going to watch this video, and you know where you worship there today, and you bought that oil, make sure while you're praying for God to protect you, you're not also overspeeding. And that reminds God, because I've seen someone in the days of late TB Joshua, they went to collect oil or whatever from that accident. She was supposed to write an exam. She wasn't reading. Whatever the case is, she expected when she anoints her head and her hand and her pen or whatever she was using to write that exam, she was going to pass. And at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, she failed woefully. Yes. So prayers without any iota of effort is going to lead you nowhere. So do not be deceived by all your pastors and prophetess that will come and tell you, don't do this, wear all those your banner, walk in the desert, walk in a very harmful places, and then they're using armored cars, they're using bulletproof cars, they're wearing bulletproof. You know what I'm talking about? While you are going to church, have sense. I just met my girls actually arguing to know if it was the medications my son was on, or the palm kernel oil and the balm, or even the handkerchief or anointing oil that healed my son. And I told them, God healed my son. God can actually use any avenue, right, to do wonders. But then while you're trying to go either directions, create a balance so you don't mix things up for yourself. Yes, I've seen a couple of times when people just focus. My prophet said I should not do CS. My prophet said I should born like the Hebrew women. My prophet said I should not fly. My prophet said I should use use wisdom. That is what is in Nigeria and what is obtainable. So I'm going to be putting it out to you. Do you have people like this in your homes? Drop in the comment section. Let's see how it is. So this, like I said, is just an honest rant from a concerned mom. Don't forget to hit on the subscribe button and also on the notification bell so that as the videos are dropping, you also get it. See you all, guys. Bye.
Finally
Finally what?
no, you can listen.